What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another iconic video. You see that we've got the 2019 Honda, I think HR, let me see, HRV, yeah. So the 2019, we've got no tint on here whatsoever. And so this is gonna be a how am I go about this tint video. So you guys can see firsthand how I like to get down with tinting. Before I started tinting, obviously you gotta learn hand cutting and you gotta learn the two-stage method. But like most tinters, I find that the bottom loading method works the best. And so we're gonna be throwing 20 in the back and then 30 up front with a strip. The crazy thing about these doors is that this is cloth. So, a lot of people cover them up. I don't typically cover them up. I can, if on certain vehicles, I do have everything to do that. I just find that, hey, I am initially a detailer, so I know how to, get those stains out. I move pretty fast. If your solution is staining the leather or the doors, you definitely want to question what you're using on it, honestly, because I haven't even came across that problem. But with that being said, yes, protect yourself at all times. But pretty much you won't be able to see it on this video, but pretty much let's just say this is a leather door. I'm spraying, I'm scrubbing, I'm squeegeeing off, and the solution is just dripping on the door panel. I always, and I repeat always, do a quick little with a towel. So I'll have, a regular towel that I hit the seals with, wipe the cars with, but then I also have like a dirty towel on my pocket right here that I just quickly bam, bam, bam. And if I see if any solutions is still in here, or in the doors or somewhere else on here, I'll actually spray the door again, boom, 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 and then wipe it down. Because like I said, I'm initially a detailer, so I'm already just, keeping that in my mind. So just a little food for thought. I'm gonna get the vent off of this and plug it into the plotter, and then I'll show you guys what we're gonna do from there. Okay, guys, so here we are. Let's see, we've got some novels in the corner, but here we are. We got the car all ready to go. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and prep everything and get everything started so we can have a smooth install process. So right now we're just gonna put the key in the car, turn it on. If you ever push start, just turn it on, just 2 taps. You don't have to turn the car on all the way so you're, dying with exhaust. But just turn it on so you'll have access to the window. Quick pro tip. It might actually be best when you have fabric like this. Now, this is like kind of a low hair fabric. I'm going to be super cautious, and I probably won't do it in this video. But if you're just starting off, if you are trying to bottom load the film, you may want to take this off, or like with some regular tape. You can use tape and drape, or just like some strong adhesive, like floor adhesive plastic. You just stick on there, because there could be lint on here. Like I said, I'm pretty much going to spray this down, so this top layer is going to get wet. If anything is wet, it's just going to stay in place. But let's get straight into what we're going to do next. So next step is to remove the gasket. Now, most cars you will have to kind of remove the screws that are like in here, they're just all over the place. I'm finding now that I'm doing this more and more that you don't really have to do that with some of these cars. Why is this thing moving? You don't have to do that with some of the cars. Some of the cars, you just roll them down and you can pop this back far enough to where you can just grab the gasket and go. Now, you obviously can't pull it from this far down, but I'll show you kind of what I mean. So you'll just get your hands up in here and you kind of see, here's the window, and you can feel the gasket right there. So what you would want to do is kind of get your hands in there and kind of pull back. Now right here, if you guys can see, this gasket right here that's moving around is butted up right next to this fabric. You see it all the way down? So you kind of want, I don't really have no fingernails, but you kind of want to separate the two and, you know, kind of pull it away from each other. So, and you'll hear some snaps. Now, your first time around, this is going to be scary as you know what, but don't let it scare you. Don't let it, you know, get in your head. These are all just clips. And with this one, you might even have to pop this off too, so. I don't know, can you guys even see me? Anyway. Let me show you guys real quick. You might even have to pop this off right here. Now, I'm gonna use a flathead because I don't have my panel popper set here nearby, but don't try this at home on anybody's car. I pretty much know how this stuff works. So, that's not doing a trick. Go ahead, I'm gonna try my other one that I got on standby. So, yeah, you don't want to damage anything, so I wouldn't try to just get a panel popper set. But yeah, this little cover just pops off. This is only for the front too, mind you. So this is only for the front. You just got to pop that off just so you can, you know, kind of get up in here. But like I said, just move that away and all this should, you know, come undone. Now, getting bit up by bugs. Now you can see the gasket right there. Some of the times you might need a hook tool to grab it. But pretty much what I do is I'll pretty much grab it from one end right here. You can see you can use a little hook tool. I'll pretty much grab it from one end. Lift it up gently. Try not to wreck anything, but you'll see just some of these, they come out easier. It looks like right here, if you can see these clips, these little tabs, they have little tabs in here, plastic tabs that kind of hold this in place. That's perfect for you. That's how you know once you put it back in, you'll be good. So I'm just gonna pop up the rest of these tabs, and while I'm popping up these tabs, I'm moving my hand down. I'm not pulling the whole thing up from here. I'm moving it down along the way. That's key. You don't want to bend these things and get them warped out of proportion. You want to kind of pop it up, and pull it back towards you. So you can see I'm going to be going this way. I'm popping it up and pulling it back towards me. Now that I got that out of the car, I'm going to set this back down in the car so the correct way, so I know which way it goes in, because this can be, looking at this can be tricky if you don't remember. And so these little tabs are up in here, little plastic tabs. So I'm gonna set that in the car the way it's meant to go in there. And now you see I got the glass and I got pretty much free reign going on right here. And we'll just do the same thing to the other side of the car. Okay, so now that that's done, the next step to do is obviously to go around and remove any stickers that are on the driver window or passenger window or whatever. Obviously ask the customer if you want to keep them. They said they didn't want to keep these, so we're going to remove those and the adhesive behind them. But I'm not going to show you guys that. I'm just going to show you guys the next step after we get done with the pulling out the gasket. So obviously car's still on. We roll the window all the way up. See how dirty it is. Matter of fact, don't even want to skip this step for you guys. So we got our solution. We got our solution mixed up. We got a towel mixed. We got a towel right here. And pretty much what I like to do, now this will be a little bit different on a car that has like the suede or the velvet or whatever you want to call it on the sides right here. It's mostly on like higher end luxury type cars. So this one just has the regular rubber around here. What I like to do is pretty much spray those rubbers. Try not to spray in the car. And then I'll grab like my tri-edge right here, stuff it in a towel, and try to get up in there as best you can. I know a lot of people don't talk about that, but check that out. You can see what I just pulled up out of there. Major, major dust. And then I'll take my finger and kind of finish the job. And this window's sticking up, so I'm just gonna stick that down in there and come right back up. And I'll just do that, you know, on every window, and you can see, you know, kind of what I got off. But moving right on, now we roll the window up. Then we hit it with this. We can go ahead and hit, since this is fabric right here, let's go ahead and give it a prep spray. So it's all in one coat. We got our scrubby pad. And if you don't see this stuff sudsing up and bubbling up, you're not doing it right. And if you're not doing that right, then are you really taking a shower? Are you really taking a bath? You're sick. That's what you are. Now, we got that out the way. Quick little scrub around. Put this tri-edge down. And I'm gonna go towards this smaller section. Wipe off with my hand. Wipe off with my hand. Wipe off with my hand. And then boom. I will use 2 different types of these. And so, I forgot what this tool is called, but it's pretty dope. I rock with the red line. I did have my orange crush, but I forgot where it is. I forgot what this tool is called. Definitely get you one, and then definitely have you one of these skinnier ones right here. You can see like the thickness the black one brings versus this gray one. So what I'll do is I'll knock down these right here. You can see I'm not really gonna get too much because this is skinny. And then I'll drag it across. But then with this black one, it's gonna do it. I'll flush it down. This black one's thicker, so it's gonna grab all of it. Wipe that off. And bam, I'm good to go. Now, you can do it again if you want to, but I don't want the video to be too long. Now I'm gonna roll this window down ever so slightly to where I can see kind of like the top edge. And I have to drop you guys down low so you guys can honestly see this top edge, how dirty it is. And you can just see how dirty and nasty that is. Another pro tip that I did not mention is to actually, same way we did the rubber trim on the outside before we started cleaning the window, you can definitely grab your towel, wipe anywhere right here where your film may touch. That's a good tip. Sorry I didn't mention that. Spray the window down again. Grab our white scrubby pad again. Somebody text me? Okay. And then we're going to scrub the window again. And these are kind of my steps. And then we're gonna get that very top edge right there. You don't have to go too crazy, but you gotta go crazy enough to get that gunk. It's a bunch of gunk that was in there that we obviously cleaned up. And you could, at this point, if there is any crazy stuff, go ahead, take your razor blade and scrape any of that crud, whatever you want to call it, off. From there, I'm going to take a towel. I got to grab another towel. Preferably, you know, a low fiber towel. And we're going to come around the front and wipe that top edge. Boom. You can see, check that out. The top edge of the window was that dirty. It's crazy. Then we're gonna do the same thing. Grab our squeegee or whatever you wanna do. I'm gonna do one wipe down with this. Another one with that. I'm gonna flush it down one more time. Just to make sure I got them sides. And bam. That's how it's gonna be. That's how you do it. And then once you get to that step, just either hand cut the tint or print it out. Now, one cool thing I want to show you guys. I know a lot of guys preach dryer sheets when you're about to do heat shrinking or whatnot on the front windshield, back windshield. I pretty much just sprayed a little bit of my solution on here, but I got hip to this tip. I want to say a couple years ago. There is a guy out there. If you go on Facebook and join like window tinting groups, definitely I highly recommend it. You come up on a lot of tips and tricks. But I came across this one, and this is a non-toxic way for your body. They say that the dryer sheets have toxins in them. I don't know how true that is or whatever, but I would prefer to do the safer route, and I think the safer route is actually soap. And so there's a company out there, I think it's called Dry Shrink Prep. They have, they basically take a bar of soap, and if you can picture like a Crown Royal bag, they basically take a bar of soap, chop it up into tiny pieces, and then, which I might actually try that here soon. I'll have to go get some alcohol though, but they just chop it up into tiny pieces, bars of soap in there, and then they pretty much just wet the, they put the soap inside the Crown Royal bag, and I'm talking about the purple bag, if you know what I'm talking about. And they pretty much spray the solution on the bag, get it all nice and soapy, and then just rub it on the window. But this I find works equally the same. But you just go to, you know, Family Dollar or Dollar Store or whatever. I'm not too sure if you can use any other type of soap. I'm pretty sure you can, because it does add the same type of texture to the glass. But this is just Irish Spring. This is what I was shown on that tip and trick. And so you pretty much get this. You got the bar. You can see I've used it quite a bit. And you pretty much get your hand wet, whatever. Obviously clean the glass. Make sure nothing's crazy on there. And you pretty much just rub your hands in it like you're about to take a bath. And you'll start to see it soap up and suds up. You can kind of see that right there right now. So you pretty much get it on there. And you don't really want to put too much soapy water on here because it will take a long time to dry. So if you're just knocking out a window or a windshield, just try not to use too much and just go by look. Get it real good on these edges. Get it real nicely lathered up on these edges right here. I'm just leave a little chunk. And then in this middle part, and boom, you just pretty much simply just let that dry on there and you'll be good to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys pretty much how I go about tinting. I got a peel board, so I have that luxury and pretty much a closed environment. So this is pretty much how I go about it. I got my pattern over there. I'm gonna turn it around, weed it out, get it off, and then get it on this window. So I'm gonna kind of flood the sides a little bit, flood the top of it, just the very top, let it run down. I'm gonna mist below. And right now I'm getting my pattern off the glass, flipping it around to peel it off. Now I got my pattern on the board. I know you guys can't see it, but I got my pattern on the board over there. I'm about to come throw it on this window. Before I grab my pattern off the board, I'm gonna spray my hands and arms because that's where the pattern is gonna sit. I got my pattern right here. Push this door open. Do one more little spritz like that. Flip the pattern on the other arm. And I'm gonna use the car as my little, little weight to hold me. I'm gonna drop that front end corner because it is the longest and it's the deepest part of the window. Try not to let this bottom piece touch this fabric, but if it does, no big deal about it because we already pre-sprayed it. Now I'm gonna fold this back, slide that piece in there. There we go. Push this forward. Now I'm using my weight to push the glass that way and push the film down. Now I'm gonna drop this lower part. You see how I gotta cut this folded like a taco. I'm gonna fold it in there, pull it back, and drop it up in there. Top was kind of fighting me a bit. Now I'm gonna pull this back towards the middle. You see it kind of bunch up. That's okay. And I'm gonna slide this back half back. And now the whole film can pretty much glide on the glass. There's a little bit of struggle there, so I probably need a little more soap in my solution. But wet that up. And I like to use this. It's a little tough. It's a little hard one. It's a small one I use for quarter windows. I just like to use this to lock the top in. It's pretty hard nosed. So once I move this up a bit and get this film set in place, I'm gonna go ahead, hold it with my thumb and lock it in. You see, I took my time there. Locking that in, then I'll throw over my towel. Grab that. Boom, boom, boom. Get the heat gun prepped. Just turn the heat gun on. Have that on standby. Use my tri-edge. I'm gonna use this shorter part to get that to lock in place. You want to go up with the shorter end, and then you come down with the long end a little bit. Push these bubbles out the way, and bam. Now, mind you, this is super skinny, so it's not gonna lock the ends down right away. It's just gonna lock it down just enough. So, using the shorter end part of the tri-edge, we're gonna heat this up and lock it at the top. Make sure we got no contamination, no bubbles, no nothing. Roll that window up. we're good. Now you guys, I didn't show you guys me shrinking the film because I like to do a different method. And that's pretty much shrink the film on the car. Could be a dangerous method too. Now we're gonna take our black one, we're gonna lock down these sides. Heat gun again. You see it's kind of forming right there. Now we're gonna lock down the film that's around this area. And you can see I'm pulling up a lot of water. Now the only reason that this formed is because the water that's kind of sitting below the channel right here. But not with this one, but with the tri-edge, the back end part. And you're gonna see this kind of wiggle up, so. Let me see if I can get you guys a better shot. It might actually, it's decent right there. Can you? I don't know, it's kind of a pain. Oh, what? Okay, that's decent enough. You guys should be able to see this right here. So check this out. You see that kind of wiggle up like that? Then you want to slam it. So I'm breaking in two maybe, slam that. Slam it, wiggle up, slam it. And bam. It's gotta be done like that, guys. Nothing. No imperfections, no nothing. Y'all see what's going on here? Nothing. Whole window clean, crystal clear. If we got one or two specks in it, that'll be perfect. Have realistic goals here, guys. Okay, so here is the final product, guys. So with doing the back ones, you just have to pop this tab off, undo this screw, turn this downward, or some of them sometimes turn upward, and then they kind of like wiggle off. And you'll be able to, you know, cut your tint out or put your pattern on there and you'll be good to go. But you can see this turned out perfect. Perfect as can be. And we got the back done. We did the 20 on the back half, and then we did the 30 on the front half. So you can kind of see the difference a little bit. Looks somewhat uniform, but it's still a little bit lighter in the front for her. And then we did the strip across the top. As you can see, everything straight line, plotted out. And you see this thing is now looking good. And the customer will be on her way soon to pick this up. So you can kind of see the difference right there. So if you guys enjoyed this video, want me to do more videos like this, how-tos, or go further in depth, I definitely can. Just give me a comment in the section below this video, and I'll try to shoot that for you guys. But like always, like, share, subscribe. If it's your first time on this channel, go check out some of my other videos. We do a bunch of stuff here in the shop, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.